live backstage at Wrex the Halls. It is Hilary, and I've been joined by Vance Joy. Welcome.
Thank you, Hilary. It's good to be here.
So can I call you James? What do you like to go by?
I guess when I'm like meeting people, like usually like on the street, my day-to-day life, I just say James. But when I'm on radio or TV or at shows, I say, "Hey, I'm Vance Joy." So
okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call you Vance Joy.
Okay,
then,
okay.
We'll keep it professional.
Okay.
So we were just talking about you said you had a nice day in San Diego today.
Yes.
That you got to get some beach time a little bit. And did you go down to, do you know where you went? Because you said you skateboarded.
We went down to the strip. Like it was like a little strip of shops, and then there's like the pier. And like lots of surfing, and there's a Christmas tree that kind of
the
that's
Christmas
where
tree.
I
live, Vance Joy. That's where I live, and it's called PB.
Oh, it's PB.
And you just recently learned to skateboard, is that right?
I just like pushing around. I'm not very good, but I just like enjoy it. And so it was like one of us in the band is actually good, like our trumpet player. So we went to a skate park down the road from there, and just hung around, and it was really fun and just good to do some exercise and see the sunset and beautiful atmosphere down at the beach.
Does it remind you of, because in Australia where you're from, winter is hot, right?
Yeah. Actually, winter is like, it's not as hot as it is here. Like winter can like get kind of wintry in Melbourne, where I'm from, but in like Queensland, Northern Australia, it's always hot. But summer's super hot. It's summertime now, so I'll be going back to sweltering heat.
Oh gosh, okay. Because like for us, it being this hot and dry in December is not normal.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh my gosh, maybe it feels like home to Vance Joy though. Cause
it feels like December in Australia. It's nice.
Right on. Okay. I want, because this is your first full-blown 91X show and my first time interviewing you, I want you to tell us a little bit about you, because you grew up in Australia. Now, when I read that you were a really good football player, is that soccer?
No, it's actually a sport that is unique to Australia. It's called Australian rules football.
Oh.
And it's like, I guess the shape of the ball is like a rugby ball, but it's just like a game that, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but it's very popular in Australia. Huh. So when we say football, it's like we mean football. Australian football.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a fun game, and I played that for a while during high school and after high school, but I didn't really have a future in it, so I decided to just do it for fun and not get too serious about it. And
right on.
Yeah, but it was good. I love it.
And did you, all the while that you were playing Australian football, were you have you always written music? Have you always sang and written music, or is it something that you kind of got into a little bit later?
I always loved playing guitar. Well, I didn't always, but when I was 14, I got into it, and then I started singing songs when I was about 15 or 16. And I started writing songs when I was about 18 or 19, and it took me a while to write a few really bad songs, and then eventually the songs got better after lots of bad ones. But when you write a good one, or at least a song that makes sense and is decent and that makes sense, it's like, oh, that felt good. Like it was really very encouraging. So it made me just keep at it, and I'm so happy to be doing this, and I love touring with my band, and so it's fun.
That's awesome. I mean, Riptide is one of those instantly catchy songs, right? Did you have any idea, though, that it was going to be, it was massive around the world. And what a trip and a fun trip that must have been. Yeah,
it was exciting. It was a funny thing. It's hard to even take stock when you're in that wave. But I had no idea. I wrote that in Melbourne before anything had happened, before I'd even played a proper show as Vance Joy, and it was just like...
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even have... It was like, that was the thing that kind of launched everything, and so I was like, oh, this feels really great. I played it at rooms like this size for people eating breakfast at cafes, and and then I recorded it, and then from there it just slowly took shape. But what a cool thing to have. I feel very grateful that little bit of magic happened to me.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's afforded you a ton of incredible pinch me moments.
Yes.
And not just that. Now, we've bbeen cranking Lay It On Me for the past few months, or since it came out on 91X, and it sounds awesome on the air. It's doing really well for us. And at first it was almost just like a single. There was we didn't know anything about the next record, which is what a lot of artists are doing now, right? Not just putting out a single here and there. But the good news is you do have a new record coming soon, right?
Yes, I do.
And it's called The Nation of Two.
It's called Nation of Two, yes.
Nation of Two.
Yeah, it's coming in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've been touring a lot this year.
I have, yeah.
But when you put out a record, then you're going to tour on the record, right?
Yes.
So do you like the touring life?
Yeah.
Because
well, I did do a bunch of touring this year, even though it was off just one song, and it was really good. We got to do a bunch of great festivals over summer. We got to do some kind of really intimate shows in North America over the last few months, and then I got some good home time, and I'm really looking forward to home time in about a week.
Right.
And then but it's great. I feel really happy to have the album done, and it's all done and packed away. Yesterday we listened to the masters, and it's like, cool, this is wrapped up, the artwork's done, so good.
Yeah, that's got to feel good.
Feels good.
Yeah, not have to worry about it. Going back just a quick second, you actually took a little bit of time off, right? Before writing this album?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a break. I wasn't really break in my brain from thing, but I did have some time off. I wasn't touring for a while.
And was that purposeful? Like you were just like, I need a little break to kind of recharge?
I think I definitely needed a break, just at least to, I don't think I could have kept going, and I think I just needed a time to just like let my well fill up with ideas, and I didn't have, and like even every time I had an idea, I'd try and record a song, but they come along when they want to come along. You can't make it happen. So it was a bit of push and pull, like go and try and write some songs, do some songwriting sessions, but also just being like, I'm just going to sit and wait and put my fishing rod in the water and see what happens.
And you record stuff into your phone, I read, that when you get an idea. I think that's what a lot of people do nowadays, but it's funny. Like that's how you keep track of your ideas?
Yeah,
or?
I do, and I feel like almost like when I'm reading a book, it's like, just read the book, but I'm always like, I read a good line, I'm like, write it in my phone, I'm like, it's almost like there's maybe too much screen time, but...
Right on. I think we're all a little
We're all
guilty
doing
of
that. Yeah.
So then, if you were touring so much, were you recording the album? Did you record the album, like the new album, all at once? Did you book 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or whatever? Or was it kind of in fits and starts between tour dates?
It was fits and starts. Even though I wasn't really touring much last year, it was a lot of and this year it was a lot of writing a song or two and having 2 songs going and recording it, and then like just kind of adding to the pile of songs, and eventually I guess it was because I couldn't have gone in 6 months ago and recorded all the songs because they've still just come dripping in. So it's kind of worked for me just going in every now and then. It is taxing, kind of like going in for just 2 songs, and then you kind of get a rapport going with a producer, and then you kind of go away for a while, and they're like, when are you coming back to do the rest of the album? And you're like, I want to come back, but I just don't have any songs. And it's kind of an interesting situation to be in, but it just... I guess it was helpful to me to chip away at it slowly and just know that I didn't have to like have 10 songs ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a daunting thing, being like, record 10 songs?
Yeah.
Wow, like that's a lot.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm so excited to hear the whole thing. I heard, is it Like Gold? Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it starts out, I was like, oh, this is going to be like sad and beautiful, and then it kind of kicks in. It's great. So are you going to play it tonight?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right, Vance Joy, thank you so much for being here at Wrex the Halls.
My pleasure.
Nation of Two, out in February.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. It's 91X.